DuckTalks is part of Res TV's network of podcasts. Check out res.tv for other great podcasts. It's the week of Wednesday, February 20th, and you're listening to episode 61 of DuckTalks. Hey there, and welcome to DuckTalks, the Disney Duck fan podcast. Thank you for listening to the show, and if you'd like to join the conversation on the topics that we discuss, you can visit DuckTalks.com, and you can join the conversation in the comments or on Twitter at DuckTalks. My name's Mitch, and joining me tonight, I have Pirate Steven and Josh.
Ahoy there!
Hey guys, how's it going?
We got some duck merch to talk about today. It's a big one.
It is the big one. We've got a lot of, we thought we had a lot of duck merch last week.
It's the season. 'Tis the season for duck merch. I mean, it's coming in. It's coming in fast, furious. It's going to be good times. We have a lot to talk about because it was Toy Fair this week. And Toy Fair, for a lot of collectors out there, is huge. We get to see all the stuff we need to spend money on for ourselves and our families for the whole year. So we got some glimpses of what's to come from the DuckTales universe, and it did not disappoint.
We got some previews for Comic-Con for Emerald City for some duck merch as well.
Yeah, I've been following this toy news a lot more this year than in the past, and I've seen a lot of really cool stuff, and I can't tell you how many times I said, if I collected action figures or any type of toys, I'd be in a mess right now with all the cool stuff coming out, because there were definitely some items that I would have on my list, but it did feel like we were a little safe that we weren't seeing a lot of duck merch other than some stuff that maybe we didn't see at the Toy Fair. But we're going to get into all of that in just a moment. This is episode 61. Our last episode was episode 60. That was our interview with Katie Lee. This episode recorded on a Wednesday night, kind of odd for us. All of our families made comments that it wasn't Monday, but there was just such great news out there that we couldn't wait. We wanted to go ahead and jump on this information and have a conversation about it. So, guys, I'm glad you were able to take time out of your week to get together and to be able to talk about this. You ready to jump right in?
Let's do it.
So I think the first thing we should talk about is probably the latest news, because it broke today. Josh brought it up. Emerald City Comic-Con is happening in March, right? It's like first week of March?
It's March 14th through the 17th.
Second week of March? They always have a lot of exclusives, a lot of exclusive toys. I guess all conventions do that. But we were expecting some Disney merchandise to be released from Funko. We weren't sure what. We just kind of heard some rumblings. That was it. Nothing specific. Didn't even know if we would get Disney Afternoon or not. But, I mean, you got to kind of expect there's going to be... Funko has a Disney license. They've got to put out some Disney stuff.
Yeah, Emerald City is really special for Funko because it's in Seattle, which is Funko headquarters backyard. So they go all in on that particular convention. And then the other ones they do a lot is San Diego Comic-Con and New York Comic-Con.
Another thing about the Emerald City Comic-Con is a lot of their stuff is green. And so we always kind of guess at what might be shown. It's got to have some kind of green element to it.
Yeah, my guess is we're actually going to be Gladstone or Flintheart Glomgold for Funko Pop. But we did get something else, which was really cool. And that was Disney Afternoon, their action figure line from Funko. Funko's nailing it with that one. And they came out with, there's going to be a 3-pack of Huey, Dewey, and Louie. So I guess Louie's green, so that counts. And it's going to be a 3-pack of the action figures that is going to be a shared exclusive with Target, which I won't complain about as long as it's not Walmart. Target seems to be a good place to get exclusives. It's harder to get them in store, find them in store, but online, it's if you know when they're going to be going online, you can usually nail those and purchase those for your collection.
So I'm hoping that they're going to go online for the Target site because if you have a red card, you can get free shipping. You don't have to worry about people getting there before you and nabbing all of them.
The red card free shipping is a plus, and then you get 5% as well, and that is definitely great. I haven't had much problems getting stuff from Funko online. We expect it to be on Target's website the 14th, which is the first day of the convention. And if you follow us on Twitter, we'll let you know exactly when it goes online. So make sure to get notifications and you will know when to buy these, because we're definitely going to be all over it. We don't know how much they're going to be. The single packs are $10.99 retail for one character, and this is a 3-pack. So, and it's not only is it a 3-pack, it's a convention item, which usually, if a pop is $10 at Target, the exclusive's $15. So there's a little upcharge. So we don't know how much it's going to be just yet.
Yeah, I think on price point 30 would feel all right. I mean, I'd be excited over 20. But it'll be interesting to see what the price falls at. I'm glad that they packaged all three together because, I mean, come on. We're going to get all three. And what if there was some kind of trouble getting a hold of all three? Hopefully they're online. I'm sure they will be. I know the last time, maybe the only time I've ever ordered a Target, a pop from Target that was exclusive, it was the Gizmo Duck Pop, and we didn't have any trouble, although we did make a night of it and stay up till like 2 a.m. Eastern time. Or 3, whatever time it was.
Yeah, we were kind of expecting Huey, Dewey, and Louie to come out. A 3-pack is great. We got to get a Series 3 from these action figures from Disney Afternoon, because they haven't done Monterey Jack yet, and he is the last one of the Rescue Rangers line that they haven't released yet. So I'm expecting late fall to get another Disney Afternoon action figure announcement. Mm-hmm. And now that the nephews are done, it'd be interesting to see what else is going to be included in that next go round.
Yeah, there's a number of figures that they could do. I mean, it'd be nice to get a Donald, even if it was the sailor outfit from the original show, but I'm sure it would be someone who was on the show more often. I just want a Donald Funko action figure. Donald doesn't get a lot of love from Funko for some reason. He has this year. That's not true with Kingdom Hearts and everything.
Yeah, it is his 85th birthday this year, so who knows? Maybe Funko will wake up and get Donald out there. We did get a pocket pop with him and Daisy that looked really great. Figure design, so maybe they'll come out with the full size of those. But it was great that they came out with this announcement for Emerald City Comic-Con, because Toy Fair, Funko didn't have anything really related to Disney except for a couple of Pez dispensers.
Yeah, we were following that. I turned on my notifications, and it was like everything that popped up, I was able to look away. Nothing that was really for me, but but I try to limit my Funko collections to just Disney Afternoon for the time being. We will be covering that. You can follow us on Twitter at DuckTalks, and of course we'll have blogs as soon as we have more information about those releases. We'll be covering that. Hey, this week, this is Wednesday, so this actually happened today. IDW had a couple of releases on their Disney Duck comics. We had Ducktales number 18 and Uncle Scrooge number 42. IDW sent us some early review copies, so I got a chance to read these this week, and they're really good. I wrote up a review and included the previews for these issues, so you can see that on our website at ducktalks.com. It was kind of funny. This morning, there was a lot of people very excited about DuckTales number 18 coming out, and it kind of surprised me. I wasn't expecting it, and apparently from the description for the issue, a lot of people were expecting a lot of information about Launchpad. I've seen some people talking about finally getting a backstory and things like that. It was surprising to me because I really don't expect the comics to tell that story. I think Frank and crew will want to tell that story on the show. And I think that's the one thing that I would say hinders the comic, is that it is connected to the show, and the show's still pretty new, and there's still a lot of mysteries. Like, the show is written to include mysteries. And so there's a lot of things that they can't really touch or go too deep on because of the show. But DuckTales 18 is a great story. I was surprised by all the buzz around the issue. Uncle Scrooge 42 is another one of those issues where Uncle Scrooge 42 is another issue where they are publishing for the first time a story that was published in another country. So like this is an Italian Uncle Scrooge story, and it's really good. I enjoyed it. It actually reminded me a little bit of a Don Rosa story with all the kind of science. I mean, you get enough details that you believe it's science, but then it's kind of outlandish and out there. It's a lot of fun. I highly recommend picking these up. If you haven't already, contact your local comic book store, or you can always order the digital on Comixology or Kindle. I know a lot of people are reading that way. This week, we also noticed that there's some new merchandise hitting the shelves at the Disney parks and in JCPenney. So I think it was Eric was the first person to send this to us. Walt Disney World News Today posted a photo of a vintage DuckTales t-shirt in Dino Land, USA. Now, that's where the Donald's Dino Bash is, so there's a lot of DuckTales and Disney Duck theming going on. And in the picture, you can see they still have the Disney Store plush for Huey, Dewey, and Louie in the background. But yeah, the image on this shirt is an image that I've seen before. I'm pretty sure I've seen it on Amazon, and I think it was on a licensed shirt. You got to check that when you're looking on Amazon. But you can clearly see that this shirt was made for the parks because there's the castle logo in the back, or in the neck, on the back side of the neck, whatever that's called. But it's on a really nice blue color. Man, if I could come across this shirt, I think I'd own it.
Yeah, well, as of now, we only know that they have it at Disney World, right?
Yes. As of now, it's only been reported at Animal Kingdom at the Dino Land USA.
I'll have to check Disneyland next time I go. Last time they released Disney Afternoon merchandise there, they had it over in the California Adventure side, over in the front area where the shops are. So I'm going to have to go check them out next time I go out there to see if it's available there as well.
Yeah, I think it would make sense for them to have it. The shirt, as far as the design, if you haven't seen it, it's got Huey, Dewey, and Louie on the front with Scrooge and Webby, and they're in a pile of money, and you can see they're like raking the money into bags or something, and Scrooge is there with a big smile. It's a shirt that's been around for a while, or at least the design has. You can check it out. WDWNT. So at WDWNT is the Twitter account, or search for WDW News Today, and you should be able to find that post or that tweet. All right, now for the main event for this podcast. Toy Fair. There was no news. I mean, there really wasn't. I mean, it was kind of frustrating. There wasn't anything out that came out at Toy Fair. As we were following the information, we kind of figured we'd hear something, ahead of time, maybe from Funko or Fat Mojo. And we knew Fat Mojo was going to the Toy Fair, but we weren't seeing coverage. We got really excited really early. It was before 8 o'clock Saturday morning when someone sent us a tweet letting us know that Fat Mojo's website had been updated to include a banner, and that the banner included a display full of Wave 2 of the DuckTales figures and toys plush. So we started tearing through that image, and of course its quality wasn't that good, so it was very difficult to see what we were looking at. We were making a lot of wild speculations, trying to match things up. A few of us saw Magica in the image, or a Magica figure. It looked like we were seeing Della in places. We were really excited, and we just had a lot of fun with the speculation and, trying to figure out what these items were. A little bit later in the day, someone was able to come up with a better resolution, or a picture with a better resolution, and we were able to see better. It's still not 100% clear, but we could see better and see pretty accurately be able to tell pretty accurately what we were looking at. But throughout the day, I kept expecting to get some kind of report of what, the Fat Mojo booth. Now, we know they were there, but we haven't seen a lot of coverage of it online. I haven't been able to find anything yet. I heard, and I'm trying to remember, I think I saw this on Twitter, that I did see one person who said there was a sign saying you couldn't take pictures. And maybe, you know, last year there was one picture taken. Like, we weren't even expecting Fat Mojo last year. That's actually how we found out about the company, was someone took a picture of their booth, or it was some of the figures at their booth. And that's when we first started following the company and trying to find out, you know, what they were going to be producing. But what we did get was a really high resolution image of these figures and toys, and we wanted to take an opportunity to look at these because it's pretty exciting. So the first thing that hit me about these images, even before I realized that some of these, actually I don't know that any of these are actual figures, they're all placeholders. These are the action figure cards, the packaging for the action figures, and you can kind of see that the top two to the left have the Wave 1 or the Series 1 color palette, and then you can see there's a difference in Wave 2. But the two figures that we see in that Wave 1 look are new figures. They're not figures that we got last year. So that's interesting. I wonder if these figures were meant to be part of Wave 1, or if, you know, if they're still considered part of the first series.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know how far they are with production. I would think that all of them that are come out are going to be on the new yellow cards that looks like for season 2.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, definitely in that picture, the two from the top left are on the blue Series 1 cards.
So let's start with those two figures. The first one, I think, was the one that threw me off the most, because especially in the blurry image, I couldn't tell what it was. At one point, I'm not going to say originally, but at one point I thought it was Magica. And then when I got to zoom in on it and see it a little bit better, I got to thinking, well, maybe it's Don Carnage, or maybe it's Blackheart Spiegel. But no, when you get really close, you can see that the placeholder image inside the bubble looks like Launchpad in some kind of scuba suit or something. Maybe it's a spacesuit.
I thought we looked more like his outfit from the House of Lucky Gander.
Well, the image on the front of the bubble, so you, if you're looking at it, you see that on the bottom left, it definitely looks like that. You can even see the panda on his back. But if you look at the figure, like the placeholder for the figure, he's kind of stripped down, and it just looks like a onesie with like a diamond on his chest or something. It even looks like he's got his hat on.
Maybe some of that armor is pieces that are like, because we do know that these do come with like additional pieces. Maybe those come with the figure.
Yeah, I think because you can even see there's like a little diamond on the front of his. It's like a samurai outfit.
Yeah,
and yeah, I think that's going to be a Launchpad variant because we had him in Series 1. I think that's going to be his samurai outfit from House of Lucky Gander at the end, where he picks him up and he's got a panda.
Yeah, I've dubbed this the action adventure Launchpad.
Yeah, I'd buy that.
Yeah. It'll be very interesting to see what the figure actually looks like once it's released. So the second figure is very clearly Della Duck. The image on the front of the bubble has her short hair, but it looks like the placeholder for the figure has long hair. So I'm wondering if we're going to get more than one figure of Della.
If these were supposed to be part of Series 1, they may have used the image that they had for before they showed Della having long hair. And so that would kind of make sense of why the image might be a little off from what the figure is going to be.
Very true. So the Scrooge that is beside Della, this is the first one in the new card, the yellow card with the teal bubble, is a Scrooge. But if you zoom in on him, he's got a pretty sour looking face. Nothing else appears to be different, except maybe there's like a battle axe on there or something.
Yeah, it looks like a battle axe and maybe some a wad of money or something.
Yeah. So who knows what we're getting with this figure? You guys want to drop straight down or go to the left?
Let's go to the left.
All right, let's go back to the left. This was a figure that I think the majority of people online in the blurry pictures thought was Magica in the beginning. And I think it was just the dark clothing. But no, it's Donald Duck. And not only that, it's Donald Duck with a chainsaw. I feel like this whole image might just be to mess with us. Like, what's the craziest things we can put on this and put on our banner so we get people talking about it?
Yeah, and I get the Launchpad variant because it's a different costume. It's his action, as you dubbed it, his action adventure look. But I don't know if I need another Scrooge McDuck and Donald. I thought the ones from Series 1, the first wave, was great enough for those characters, and that maybe they'd give us a taste of something else. But I mean, those characters sell. Those are the two that were the hardest to find on the shelves. So maybe they are re-releasing these characters with a little bit of variations.
Yeah, I was going to add that. I hear a lot of people online saying that they still have not gotten a hold of Scrooge and Donald. Feel very fortunate that I came across one, which I almost didn't pick up. I even messaged you and I was like, hey, does your Scrooge look like this? And you were like, yeah. And I was like, oh, okay, well, maybe it's all of them. I'll get this one. Because of the little gap on the front. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't one that was different from all the others. But hey, a chainsaw. I mean, surely you're going to buy Donald with a chainsaw.
You must have something happening with the chainsaw coming up.
You know, and I don't see a hand. Do you think it's like Army of Darkness Donald? Are we crossing over? Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with everybody. All right. So the next character, so we're moving to the right from Donald. We don't know. Nobody knows. It has been...
I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
It looks like it starts with an L.
And ends in
an
an
S. It looks like it says lasers, but I'm not sure.
Could be. I could see that.
Well, they did promise us more lasers in season 2, right?
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, this lasers character, whoever he is, and the next pack we're going to discuss are new characters, so this might be why photos were not allowed.
Right.
But these two kind of throw me off because there's so many other characters that could have been that I feel like would sell better than these two new characters. But we'll see. We haven't seen their episodes yet.
Yeah, and I'm guessing this is a villain solely based on the fact that he made it into the series, the toys, into this wave of toys, because I mean you need, I mean, Storkules makes more sense than this guy if he's not a villain, I think. Who knows?
Storkules, any of the Beagle Boys, Mark Beeks.
But maybe this guy is going to be a big deal for the second half of season 2.
He's now, blue, right?
He's got a nice chin too.
Mm-hmm. I kind of think that when we see something with Della, that he may be intertwined with whatever's going on with Della, because he looks like he could be some kind of alien to me.
He could also be. They maybe made this one because we'll see later on there might be a Gizmo Duck related toy, and maybe they wanted to give somebody. I mean, Gizmo Duck versus this other robot guy.
Yeah, and it does look like he may have a cape. I mean, he may not, but it kind of looks like there's a cape.
This is the one in the blurry images that I thought might have been Magica because it looks kind of like he has like a greenish face.
Oh, okay. Before we move on, there was someone involved in the show who has commented on this image over on Reddit, and because a lot of people on Reddit were trying to discuss who he was, and the person said, I know who he is. He's absolutely a new character, and I can't say anything else. So just a heads up, I think they are coming soon. And, we were getting that Della episode next. It's very possible.
The other one is new characters is like a 2-pack, and one kind of looks like a Beefcake Huey or and a like Mark Beeks as a child.
Yeah, these characters really threw me off because the red shirt totally had me thinking it was going to be a Huey character, and it could be. And then, because looking at the names, which you can't read, but looking at how short it is, it could be, I guess. And then the other character, at first, especially when it was all blurry, we were kind of thinking it could be Lena, maybe a shadow. And some people were pointing out, but the eyes aren't glowing. And well, we haven't seen Lena in season 2, so maybe her shadow form's different because it's not the same type of magic going on as before. But it's not. It's definitely not. You see a bow tie. You can see that there's some kind of yellow pants. But this character does look like a similar animal, a similar bird to Mark Beeks. I wouldn't be surprised if this character wasn't related to Mark Beeks or a young version of Mark Beeks. Eyes still throw me off.
And then the next one down the line is another Scrooge McDuck, which I feel like this is the trick people up. And I feel like this is hiding a different character. That maybe the item behind the Scrooge McDuck is the real item.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think there's some trickery going on here, and we've got a character that's been taken off the pegs and split up for the picture and covered up by the two Scrooges. And then the next set of figures, we've got a couple of 2-packs ahead of us. We get another Louie and Huey. The Louie appears to be in his suit. So this is the Gladstone suit. He also wore it to the birthday party. It looks like he's got a tie. And some people have said that it's either a flash or a reflection, or maybe he's got shoes on. I think it's a reflection. And then Huey appears, is it a balloon? It looks like he's got a balloon, but he's also in some kind of suit. Maybe just a blazer?
Looks like with a tie or something, maybe?
Maybe. So some kind of party going on. Maybe going back to Scrooge's birthday party here. Which I would expect to see a Keytar Dewey.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't.
We're not getting, we're getting Indiana Jones Dewey.
Which I'm on board with. So yeah, the next 2-pack has Dewey with a fedora and Webby with what looks like could be a woodchuck hat, or maybe it's just a coonskin. No, wait, she has a sash, doesn't she? So Webby's...
Yeah, I'd say woodchuck.
Yeah, she's a woodchuck. So Webby's in the woodchucks in this image. That's an episode I'm looking forward to watching. Can you imagine Huey dealing with Webby as a woodchuck?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that as well, because we hardly have seen much of the woodchucks so far, and I'm hoping that maybe they'll highlight Launchpad being a part of it as well, being like a troop leader or something.
Well, that's all the action figures that we could see. Now, looking at these, you guys have any comments on excitements and disappointments?
Wasn't there another one?
Yeah, we have one more.
Well, it's a different style.
They weren't on the pegs here, but there's an action figure. Maybe it looks like a vehicle pack.
Yeah.
But this is a 2-pack that had Fenton and Gizmo Duck.
Yeah.
And this one looks fantastic. I think this is my pick of the whole fair of coolest items that we could see.
Yes, when I come across these in Target, that's the first thing I'm going to look for, and it will be the first thing that I buy if it's there.
It looks like Fenton is included in the Gizmo Duck set because they have him right next to the big Gizmo Duck suit. And I love the way they did that because he is a great character inside the suit and outside the suit. So it's great that we'd be able to have both of those on the shelf.
Yeah, I love that. And I think that it makes the Gizmo Duck armor look better in figure form, that they don't have to try to open it up to get another character in and out of it. If that Fenton fits in that Gizmo Duck armor, I'll be shocked. They've done an excellent job. I would be impressed. But I like, if it doesn't, and I don't think it does, I like having both figures. I think that's really cool. And he is one of my favorite characters in the show. I hope we get more of him. So what'd you think about the single figures? I mean, there's some really good stuff here with Della, and then we get some story clues from the other characters, I feel.
Yeah, I think from the single packs, my favorites are, I love Della. I'm glad she's getting some merch. And I think the new launch pad, I'd buy like 10 different launch pads if they had them. Him and Glomgold. But yeah, those two will be the first ones I'd be looking for.
Yeah, I definitely would agree. I'm not a big fan of variants. Like if I get it once, I don't want to get the same, like another version of the character. But definitely, well, Launchpad is different enough for me that I think it's worth getting. But I'm definitely excited about seeing Della Duck and Gizmo Duck. I think those are definitely going to be the best of the bunch so far that we know of.
Yeah, they need to give Launchpad his own little series, kind of like how, remember back with the Ninja Turtles, how you ended up getting the musical Ninja Turtles and the sports Ninja Turtles and the party Ninja Turtles and all that. We just need all of those for Launchpad, right?
Right.
So looking at the play sets and the vehicle sets, there's some that are very familiar. We already had a money bin. Looks like it might get different packaging, possibly.
Yeah, I think Fat Mojo is taking great feedback from the community, and the money bin is like a dream to be able to have that as a toy or display piece, but it didn't come with any figures, and it looks like they take feedback, and it looks like this one comes with a Scrooge McDuck PVC figure from one of the other sets that they're selling.
Yeah, that's a really great addition, and I like that they're going to put the money bin out of the box, because right now it's in a closed box, so you don't actually see the toy.
Yes,
and you don't see that as much
one.
Anyway.
Yeah, you don't see that. And see that you have to take it out to actually see what you're getting. And also, they're repackaging the Sun Chaser, which also comes with the Series 1 Launchpad, and I think that'd be great for sales for that one as well.
But going back to the totally encased boxes, we have the Spear of Selene with a Della figure.
We do. So when that one gets re-released, when season 3 is around, then that will be in different packaging. But yeah, it's really cool. It looks just like it did in the show, and this one looks like it comes with Della. So if you're getting the Spear of Selene, you probably don't have to buy the single pack Della unless you want whatever accessories she comes with.
Yeah, maybe it'll have the different length hair as well.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. It looks like the hair is shorter.
But that could be,
and that'd be great marketing as well. So I know I would definitely want the long hair and the short hair one if that's how it comes.
And the packaging is interesting because you see Della in a spacesuit, which we haven't seen before, but in the image of the figure on the box doesn't have a spacesuit on. So I just thought that was interesting that it's on the box. And I wonder if we're going to see it in the show coming up.
There is the Spear of Selene. If you look at the plush section of this picture that we have, they have Launchpad, and then they have the Spear of Selene behind them, and then they have a mysterious box behind that. But the Spear of Selene looks like it's a really good size, so yeah, that's always nice.
Yeah, and we're going to get Donald added to the Quackers plush line, as well as Launchpad. A talking Launchpad and a talking Donald is going to be amazing. You think that Donald is going to be traditional Tony Donald, or you think
I think
maybe
it'll be Tony Donald.
You don't think we're going to get I Am the Storm?
No, that seems too expensive.
So
that Launchpad's a definite buy, and that's a great Donald. So yeah, both of those for sure.
We also looks like we're getting another PVC set. There's a long box with a number of figures in it. Looks like there's maybe all the kids and one other, so maybe Scrooge.
Yeah, that's what the Series 1 was, but it's different packaging, so these might be different as well.
Well, when you're looking, and I'm guessing that's either Webby or Huey, and of course you see Dewey and Louie, they don't look like they're in their regular clothes. They actually look like they do have shoes on. And some people have speculated that they're in spacesuit. Which, you know what, now that I think about it, we have seen that in the Marshmallow music video, didn't we?
Yeah.
That could be the tie-in there. And the Della spacesuit looks very similar to those spacesuits as well. And I think we did see her spacesuit in the episode where we found out about the Spear of Selene. I think it was in some of those flashbacks. But yeah, so we may be getting some figures with the space theme. Now, there was a box. Now, there's the mysterious box. We already brought it up. And there's a second mysterious box. We'll get to that in a moment. But before we get there was also a box with something that we couldn't tell what it was until we got the clear image. And it seems to be some kind of hangers, character hangers or something.
Yeah, mystery pack keychains seem to be very popular in the. I feel like there's even a whole row of them at Target or GameStop and all these other places. People love to buy mystery pack keychains. So there looks like I believe it says collect all 10. So there might be 10 different characters in hanger keychain form.
Oh, definitely see there's a launch pad on there and a Webby and a Louie and a Scrooge.
Yeah, and I wish they would. I don't know if this replaces the Money Stack figures, but I wish they would have continued with that because they had 9 figures in that series, and they could have kept adding to that.
Yeah.
You know what I noticed about those, and I think they may have changed them in stores because my store finally got them the other day, and I was looking at them, and you know how they had the little coin hole because you use them for like a bank.
Yeah.
The ones that I looked at didn't have the hole, and I don't know if they've changed that.
Yeah, it looks like they caught on, or maybe they listened to our podcast and heard about it. But they cover the hole now, so you can't really see who's in it yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Pirate. We talked about it last week, and he said he thinks the packaging got turned so that it covers it.
Maybe.
So maybe the hole's still there, but you can't look in.
Oh yeah, it still has the hole, but yeah, it's definitely covered now.
Well, those were not on this display, so we don't know if they're coming back or not. We all hope that they do, although we did like the peephole. But I guess it hurt the bottom line of how many you could sell if people could see what they were getting. There was, and we're going to get to that mystery box, but I totally missed this at one point, and it was later while I was trying to get a screenshot of something else that I realized that this really funky looking box, it's like an egg carton, says DuckTales on the front. And when I got to looking at it, you can see that there's maybe 3 figures, 3 something egg-shaped characters in this box. And wow, I totally missed this like all day Saturday. I think it was Sunday when I noticed it. And I think a lot of people are speculating it's maybe the triplets as babies or something.
Ooh, maybe. They do look like they could be. There's some kind of plush, so it could be something like that.
Yeah, we'll be interested in seeing what that is. All right, we're going to wrap this up soon, but before we do, there's that mystery box. Now, someone sent us a tweet on Sunday and made a comment about how there is a box in the picture that you can't see what's in it. And they pointed out, could this be the Darkwing Duck set? And I just kind of laughed. And then I looked at the picture. And when you look at the picture, there's kind of a silhouette there that may have a hat brim and cheek tufts. And it looks like it would have a cape. So is it possible that we have a rat catcher set? We don't know. This is just speculation.
I'd buy that.
I would, yeah. Given how popular Darkwing Duck is, I think it would be smart on their end to do something like that. So I'm hoping.
Yeah, if that is a Darkwing Duck set and it's there and I have to choose between Gizmo Duck and Darkwing, I think you know where my allegiance lies.
Gizmo Duck will be there for you when you come back.
That's right.
the next day.
The next day. Because I can't buy them at the same time. I got to trickle them in slowly. I don't buy action figures. But looks great. I'm very glad, Fat Mojo was able to go to the toy fair and to show off their stuff, and that's great. They were restricted on what they could show, but this banner that's on the website, it's still there, right? I haven't even checked, because if it's not there, we may have to cut all this.
I don't know. Is it? Hojo.
It's still there. Okay. So we're very thankful that this banner went up so that we have something to talk about. And it's exciting. I mean, it's great. You want that buzz going. Well, that's some of our thoughts on the display. Let's take a look at what some of our listeners and followers thought. We went to Twitter and we asked, what were your favorite items that you saw in the display? What items are you most excited about? And also, there were a few things that might be there that we can't see. And what would you like for them to be? So, first one I have here, Gizmo Duck Fan says, no, you'd be wrong if you guessed Gizmo Duck. Gizmo Duck Fan says Duke Baloney. That'd be an excellent addition to the set.
Yeah, that is definitely a different version of Flintheart Glomgold that I would buy.
At Pixie Sphere also said Duke Baloney. But since I already covered that one, they offered a second option, and that was Selene, the goddess of the moon. That's a good choice. I think we're going to see some more of Selene Della's on the moon, right? So we're going to see more of Selene this season. We've got, it looks like this is Smitten CN, Kitten CN. And they said Gladstone, Feathery, or Magica. So they're looking for those characters, but they are glad that Della and Gizmo Duck are represented in the line too. So that's good. I agree with that. I'm really surprised we didn't see Magica. Maybe she's behind that Scrooge. I doubt Gladstone or Feathery are, but that would be cool too. I'd like to see those. Fui says that she loved the Della single figure, and she's still looking for the Donald. And she hopes that the 3 Caballeros get figures, and we agree with that 100%.
Yeah, hopefully they'll get some kind of merch at some point with the new show coming out, so we'll see.
Yeah, and Lily Nanette said, or at Lily Nanette says Gladstone and Feathery are their top 2, although they also hope to see Panchito and Jose. So it looks like that those 4 are very popular online. People are wanting to see those figures. And then our friend Alex said, I was hoping to see some Gyro merchandise. And you're not the only one. That Crazy Chicken's got to show up sometime in an action figure.
Yeah, I feel like he's a popular figure for them to make. So I think at some point he'll show up.
And I mean, accessory-wise, he could totally have Little Bulb in there. And that's almost like 2 characters in one.
Yeah. And who knows? He could be that figure that's behind Scrooge. We'll see. We've definitely got some surprises ahead of us, I think. I don't think there were 2 rows of Scrooge on there. And we're just guessing that those 2 mystery boxes are the same figure. I mean, I think it's likely, but maybe there's 2 different sets that we haven't seen. Well, guys, I think that's going to do it for us this evening. This podcast, maybe not evening for you, could be morning, we don't know. But that's going to do it for this discussion. Thanks for joining in, and you can always check us out online at DuckTalks.com. You can follow us on Twitter at DuckTalks. We also have our individual Twitter handles. You can find me at Infinirama616.
And I'm at The Pirate Steven.
You can find me at CCRunner524.
All right, that's going to do it for this week. Until next time.
Stay gone. I screwed that up. Stay Glom Golden.
Night, guys. Woo-hoo.
And he says he's a one-take wonder. I approve.
You wanted bloopers.
I requested them. Hey there, and welcome to Duck Talks, the Disney Duck fan podcast. Man, that's a mouthful. Let me try that again.
Hey there.
Because I just got
the condiments earlier.
I just got through the hardest
condiments.
part.
That guy hungry.
Did I?
Here, set it up again.
All right. Search for search for WDW News Today.